Fogs
and designer tags.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Fags and Designer Tags, and we are talking about our favorite topic.
Yes, today we're actually doing the designer part.
Yes, fashions. There has not been a lot of fashions in COVID, so, we've more concentrated on political issues and, drag race, but we really want to talk about fashion and something we really love and our expertise in the space. So let's get right into it. There was not a lot this season. The major designers like Carolina Herrera, Oscar de la Renta, Marc Jacobs, Ralph Lauren did not do any type of presentation or any type of show this year. And so when I say show, there are a few runway shows that were safe social distancing that we'll show you. And then there's also a few sort of photography presentations in the similar way that the couture was shot this year, which seems to be the way that they're going, which also will turn in to these people's lookbooks. So the sort of tactile live presentation is just not something that's really happening right now. And we're, with the expenses of the show and sort of the carbon footprint concerns of fashion in general, this might be the new way, just sending out these really fantastic lookbooks and, and then the clothes will be just shot editorially and seen on the celebrities, and that's it.
Wait, what's the carbon footprint part of the runway show?
People are really concerned. I mean, in a lot of the sort of more think tank articles of business of fashion and, the higher sort of more intellectual publications, the fashion industry is really concerned about flying all these people out to these exotic locations, setting this huge show, that's going to cost
but I just don't feel like that's not leaving a carbon footprint to me, because we're flying them out.
Because they're flying them out. I mean, I'm with you. I'm not that concerned about it. I'd rather live in the fantasy. But how fashion will just click to sort of like the it ideology of the moment. And this just happens to be it.
Right? I mean, for goodness sakes, it's not like we're using a factory. I mean, some stuff is made in factories, but it's not like we're the shows have factories producing smoke or something while the show's going on. It's literally just
right.
So it's a runway on the middle of somewhere.
The ongoing consumption, the show cycle being so sped up. Pre-spring, summer, fall, resort, pre-spring, spring. And it's like, do we need this many clothes? And especially for.
Oh, that's what you mean, the making of the clothes?
Mm-hmm, that's also
for each season.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, bitch, we need illusions for each season,
right? But who's buying these illusions each season? That's the problem. I mean, you can't even go, 3 months on the rack at full price without them being on sale after a month because something else is coming.
I mean, bitch, then they go on sale. That's when the bitches like you and me are able to buy them because you take your own ass down to Mr. Porter or some shit.
It's really hurting the bottom line, of the, these stores, and that's the big point right now is that, it takes money to keep these lights on in these stores, pay the people, keep the operations moving. And, I've sort of tuned out in recent years, because it used to be really easy. It used to just be spring, fall, resort, maybe. And that was it. That's all you had to pay attention to. I mean, I remember a time 20 years ago where I could line for line tell you every look that was in a show because there were that few and there weren't that many seasons. And I could literally be photo editing. Or
it's still technically the same amount of seasons though.
Yeah. Oh no, there's so many seasons. I'm talking about all those little in-between seasons, like pre-spring, pre-fall.
Oh, well, yeah, but I mean, those, I mean, yeah, but it's those aren't serious. You don't need to.
I'll agree with that, but it's just all creating more and more and more design work, more idea generation, more pressure to succeed, more pressure to, sell at full price, more pressure to be, an Instagram hit, where I really appreciate.
But I mean, that's always what, one day you're in, one day you're out. So
but it's
you need
faster.
to fight to be in.
It's faster. And I'm saying that as somebody who's lived through the speed up of it all, where it was just much more easier to contain when there were fewer players and there were fewer seasons. And now it's like, I don't even know, if I went into a Saks Fifth Avenue and I looked at a rack, I wouldn't be able to tell you, is this, pre-fall right now? Is this fall? Is this leftover from
That's true.
spring? So it's just, we just don't need that much out in the world. We really don't. And the customer doesn't need that much, and the customer isn't buying that much. And I can tell you that as somebody who kind of flips between editorial and sales. So, all right, well, let's get started.
Yeah, let's go into it.
Let's get started. So Christian Siriano is not necessarily the main attraction of New York Fashion Week. There's always been a lot of debate about him since he wasn't discovered by like a Vogue or a mainstream magazine, and he presented himself on.
He's the most successful from Project Runway.
Oh yeah, without question. I mean, this show took place at his Connecticut mansion.
And so I'm like, how the fuck do you have a Connecticut mansion,
right.
bitch?
So there's some money coming in, that's for damn sure.
Yeah.
So, and I know he does a lot of trunk shows, across, the nation, and that's really how he makes the bulk of his money, which is smart because, there's a deposit on that, it's a guaranteed order. It's not something like we're talking about that's going to sit on a rack that's going to eventually end up, at 80%.
Yeah, no, he's definitely made a name for himself. I'm not surprised he has a mansion in Connecticut.
So they did the social distancing, as you could see in the back. So that's why I wanted to show this. And you can even see the sandbags between them. And he
even has masks on them.
Yeah, it was real. Well, they probably brought their own. Oh, the models, yes. And
the models
masks coordinate, which I thought was really cute.
Yeah.
So here's some of the looks. So he said that he really watched some of his favorite late 80s movies, like Troop Beverly Hills or Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead. And I don't necessarily think the silhouette matches those films, but I definitely think that the coloring does. All these bright coloring here on the left really signify that era.
Yeah.
But when researching all of this, I wanted to just kind of do the major designers so this didn't turn into a 2-hour Zoom. But, there's just so much commercialism right now in the contemporary world, the Allison Olivias and the Vince. And I, wear Vince. A lot of women who, can afford a $400 dress from Allison Olivia, and I'm not shading those lines by any means. That I really needed like a
Well, I will say now prices and stuff like that. Yeah, now it's
right. And also there's really nowhere to wear, the stuff. There's no, San Francisco Opera to wear this to. There's no, New York City Ballet, fashion gala to wear these type of looks to. But I will say I was really absorbed in the fantasy of this, just this beautiful Connecticut mansion, these beautiful, fully realized looks. I just really needed this beauty, in my life right now, since everything is so sad and so depressing. And of course, there were some political moments with, this vote dress, which I actually think the construction of it is really beautiful. I don't normally like gimmicks like that, but
which one?
The vote dress on the bottom right hand side.
Oh yeah.
So, but I think
no, bitch, that's a good gimmick to do, honey.
Yeah, no, it's a beautiful dress. If you if it was just in black or white, it's very beautiful. Oh, but I like that there was a little political moment there.
For sure.
And then there was just some size inclusiveness with the model Paloma here as well. And I just love these sort of crop top moments.
But I just don't like that dress. I don't like that high-low moment. Like, I've never liked it.
Oh, I love it. Oh, you give me some Spanish Balenciaga influence. You give me some happiness. Oh, I love this. I remember when Oscar did this in like 2005.
I don't know. I just feel like it's done.
Yeah. Oh, I love it. And so Coco Rocha was there, of course. That's one of Siriano's music. And she's 7 months pregnant. She had this beautiful silk dress on. And then she decided to get in the pool. And I guess you had said that the weight of this dress really overtook her and that she had trouble getting out of the pool. And you said it was like 10 pounds or something like that?
Yeah, like they said, she said it was like heavy and super 10 pounds, some ridiculously high number.
Yeah, and
that for someone being pregnant should not have a dress on that now weighs that much.
Yeah, and I just didn't really get this. I think in general, Coco Rocha is kind of like a cisgender stunt queen, so
yeah.
always pulling some sort of stunt, to keep her name in the press. And I would have thought it was cute maybe if she was in a bathing suit and jumped into the pool, but like those dresses take so much time, and silk and water.
She got the okay from Siriano to go in the pool, but it's also just like,
Yeah.
It's rude. Why would you wet, like, it's just rude.
Yeah, he knew it was going to be a moment, so, but...
Yeah, I guess he knew it'd be a moment and people would gag about it, but still.
I'm with you. I'm with you. Okay, so another designer who had these great fantasy moments was Christian Cowan, and Little Nas partnered with him in this collection. I don't know how. We don't know how. I mean, this certainly isn't a Galliano, Oscar de la Renta partnership of a meeting of minds. You know, I think.
I mean, because he has kind of like become known as like the gay rapper who will like turn a look. So
Is he gay though, Little Nas? I thought he.
Little Nas, yeah.
He was. Oh, okay. I thought there was some ambiguity around there. I didn't know that was confirmed. So
No, he's the first gay one, the one who sings that song that's so popular, right? Yeah. You didn't know?
You know, that's not my world. What juice cleanse is Gwyneth on this week? That's more my speed.
Oh God.
I'm up to. So sorry, my little light is going out here. So yeah, so lots of fantasy hold on. Yeah.
Lots.
Sorry, got all messed up.
But yeah, but they didn't do an actual show. He did.
Yeah, no,
sketch.
there's lots of lookbook shows, which we'll see, and thank you for pointing that out. So some of the supers came out.
Super Photoshop.
Heidi's there on the left with that great bow dress, and Helena Christensen also with this very LaCroix-esque moment. And then there were a few drag queens and trans in the show. There's Violet.
Who is that in the middle? Is that
Violet Chachki, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, she looks really fantastic. I mean, Violet can really model a look with the best of them. I mean, she's really holding her own next to these two legendary models here. And then Amanda Lepore was in the show as well. But there were just great fantasy looks. These are just models. We think this is Patrick Starr maybe in here, but we're not quite sure. We didn't get an ID on it. But great, great looks. I love this look with the first sleeve.
Yeah, I like that.
This zippered look. Just really, really great fantasy looks. I really hope these are shot and seen on some people. So because they're really fantastic. And then we had Tom Ford. It wasn't much to write home about in terms of moving the needle.
It's giving me Off the Rack.
Yeah, it's very Neiman's, third floor. It's very that. But, I could definitely see this jacket, on a rich, woman, going to lunch. It definitely has its time and its place. I did love these beach moments. I love when Tom Ford gives you a beach moment, going back to Gucci and the YSL years. So loving these sort of like...
Yeah, I like that striped green number.
Robe fantasy moments, and loving these purple oversized aviator glasses. And then there were definitely the Lachey 70s moments, which he's known for. The strong floral, the strong animal prints. I'm going to guess this is ultra suede. I don't know if this is suede. But these kind of sportif moments. And then the
yeah, I mean, that's really a bit popular now. So I could see the kids liking that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it definitely is going to be seen somewhere, somehow, editorially, and probably on the celebs, but it was
it's genius to bring the band that he's done on the underwear, bring it into a pant so you can wear it out. So
right, yeah, that easy pants. I mean, if this is not the rich woman's moment right now, in your house here in this ultra suede easy elastic band, I don't know what is. So, but B, I'd say a B. It wasn't moving the needle by any means, but it was good design.
Yeah, it's cute.
There's definitely a customer here. And then we had Rodarte, and they always really succeed at this great fantasy moment. I mean, I could definitely see this on like an Elle Fanning or one of their
it's pretty.
One of their friends like that, or Natalie Portman. It was very beautiful, and I really love that it was once again, a fantasy moment. I'm loving these kind of bridal moments here on the left, and this kind of like, am I getting married? Am I going to a funeral moment? On the right here. So I love that. And then I don't know how many of the audience members have started Miss Ratched on Netflix, but these looks are so that, the late 40s, this sort of prim and proper woman. So I thought they were really, really beautiful. So, and very wearable, because sometimes Rodarte is not necessarily wearable, but I
Yeah.
think very, very beautiful. So and I actually hope they make it to retail, because you don't really see much retail with Rodarte. And then we have Jason Wu, who actually did a show. India Moore opened the show with this great tropical moment with the Latisse cutouts.
Yes, come on, India Moore, you better serve, bitch.
Right. And I love the nod to the Teva sandal here as well. I'm going to have to figure out how to get my hands on one of those, because I love.
How you gonna squeeze those man feet into them?
Excuse me, I am a lovely size 8. I am a women's 10. How dare you? So here are more of the tropical moments here. Loving this one here in the center. I think this is just really beautiful. Just for like an afternoon tea or, brunch moment. And then this great caftan moment here. I can see this, Hawaii or Mexico, beautiful dining out moment here with the yellow. And then loving these light cottons. If you were going somewhere really hot, really tropical, sweaty, this is a great way to stay elegant. And
It's very mid-40s.
Yeah, it's very commercial, but these will probably sell. I don't really think they're great.
It's not for the younger kids though.
Yeah,
But
I think they're great editorially. No, probably not that exciting unless you really dressed it up, with hats and jewelry and all of that. But it was definitely for the customer, and I appreciate that, because as much as that fantasy was that we started with at the beginning of the PowerPoint.
it's not like that's what I'm saying. It's like there's definitely a customer for it, but it's not the young customer, if you will.
Oh yeah, this is definitely not for the Instagram.
It's like it's like the classier older woman with money. It's like Michelle Obama wears Jason Wu.
Right.
For sure.
Exactly. And then he did these, and then, speaking of, before we move on to the color moments, I loved this green dress. It really reminded me of the dress that Mrs. Biden wore for the Democratic National Convention, that great hunter green. So I was appreciating that. And then he did these great color moments. I love these color moments. I think they're so.
Now the kids would wear that orange suit with the black under, though.
Yeah, definitely. And I could even see like a Kylie, maybe, if she like pulled the pant down, in this, out in Calabasas. But I love a tropical color moment. I always have, I always will. So I really loved all this bold color, and I love the Teva sandal nod throughout. So loving Jason Wu. And then, there were not a lot of New York shows, as I mentioned. There was no Carolina, there was no Oscar, there was no Mark, there was no Ralph Lauren. So they may have done something privately that they didn't even show to the public, or maybe one-on-one appointments, but that was kind of disappointing to see, since Calvin isn't showing on the runway anymore, and there's just fewer and fewer designers showing big main stage productions, that it was just sad to not see the big names, the bigger American names show, because if the bigger names are not showing, then that means the littler names are not showing.
Yeah.
So we go to London very, very quickly. There was not too much to even speak about in London, which we'll get into. It was very few and far between to find really, really great fashion. So Riccardo Tisci at Burberry has been very uneven. He definitely has not made the impact that he made at Givenchy, that he's made at Burberry, in terms of both creativity and sales. I do like this sort of denim revisioning of the Burberry trench, and you could see
I like that
there. This was one of the stronger looks in the show, and you could see it kind of more throughout with this onesie in the under sort of piece, as well as I really do love this boot over the jean. Not sure about that top with it, but it was effective. So there was no strong thread, there was no strong narrative throughout the show. As you can see, this green moment here on the bottom right. I love this dress individually. I think the ruching is really great, especially for a woman who's concerned about her arms. I think it's really fantastic. But this was the only green piece in the whole show. It just like came in the middle out of nowhere. And then he finished with these silver moments at the top here, which are bound to be on some type of celebrity.
For
Um,
sure.
so, and there were also men's looks. As we know, the men's shows are really being combined with the women's shows nowadays. And there, once again, there was no thread, there was no narrative. It was just very popcorn. It would be like
But
seven
I definitely see
look.
like the little fuck boys on IG wearing the Burberry
Oh yeah,
best thing there.
definitely, definitely
They'll
for sure.
definitely wear that.
hmm but there would be like seven blue moments, seven orange moments, and then kind of
The
this
jersey rather.
see, yeah, it went
Mhm.
very from this kind of like wearable. I could actually see this suit transferring to like an Esquire or GQ or even on a very fashion forward gentleman to take your verbiage to the fuckboy looks here, at the bottom. So yeah, there were a lot of sportif moments. There was a lot of streetwear moments. So it went between refinement to streetwear without really any. It was random. It was just very popcorn. That's the only
For
way I can
sure.
describe it. So not sure what's gonna really happen with Burberry and Tishy. The I realized it was a difficult season for all, but it just is not. It's not having the impact that Christopher Bailey had at Burberry, and it's definitely not having the impact that Tishy had at Givenchy. So something's not clicking, and I'm just not quite sure what it is. And even when you pass by the stores, it's very convoluted. There's really no strong story there.
Yeah, for sure.
So, and then Hoprin, which I love. I've mostly seen Hoprin on the red carpet with really great red carpet moments. These looks we're going to show you are definitely can be seen on like a Gaga or a more
Yeah, for
exciting
sure.
celebrity. I thought this show was just really, really fun. Loving these animal print silk fillet moments. And even this I could see on an older socialite, like a Lynn Wyatt or someone like that. So, and even, this
I like how they did the backdrop.
Yeah, the backdrop is really fantastic. Love this lower right hand moment. So definitely can see this on, Amika Itragram or one of the older, socialites. So then
Yeah.
we have these great feather moments. Love these feather moments. So fantastic. I mean, I really hope I see this one on the left on the Oscars on somebody.
Yeah,
So
that would be brilliant.
once again the ball moments here, and then this great polka dot here on the right, which I could really see on anyone, like one of the Condé Nast editors. I could definitely see
Oh yeah.
wearing this, with the long sleeves, an Amy Astley type. And then these great tartan plaid moments. These were just so fantastic. I just adored these. I'm really loving the combination with the feathers,
Yeah,
especially.
I'm liking it too with the
So,
feathers.
just really, really gorgeous. So once again, I was really glad to see fantasy, fun, joie,
Hmm.
and because it's just so dark. Worldwide, it's just so dark between Trump, Black Lives Matter, unemployment, all of the issues going on everywhere else in the world, which would take me 20 minutes to name. I just needed to dream, much this season. So I'm happy
Yeah.
that this gave me. So we have some honorable mentions going from New York to London. Peter Doe is an emerging designer in New York who's got a lot of great press in magazines like W. And I just love this suit. I just thought it was so sophisticated. Jumpsuit can always seem to be very juvenile, especially on an adult woman. But I just thought this was so sophisticated, and I
Yeah,
really
it's chic.
hope, very chic. I really hope this little suit gets some press and some celebrity wearage. I could see it on like a Jennifer Aniston, who's really known for wearing black. So that'd be really exciting to see her wear something like this. Dora Orlu, who I love, who I've worked with on a cover shoot for the Daily Front Row. I love Doro because, we have all this great movement with the Black designers right now with, Christopher John Rogers, that he was original. He was an original, strong Black designer.
Yeah.
Love the way he always does a strong print and makes it in such a sophisticated way. And his best model is his wife, Thelma Golden, who is the director of the Studio Museum in Harlem. And so loved this look, love this. This just is just fantastic. The contrasting polka dots, I just adore. So this look a lot. Molly Goddard, who's out of London. This actually reminded me of the Darren Stein movie Jawbreaker. I just thought it was very like Delia's catalog. It just made me happy in that sort of 1999 prom.
It is giving very much that.
And so, and even with the shoes, you know, too. And then Simone Roca, who I just thought this tapestry work and this bead work was just really, really fantastic and really beautiful. And these are all shows that you guys should individually see. But they were shorter shows and, you know, just not a lot to go over. But individually, there were some really standout looks. So I think ultimately, I think people did what they could. You know, I think with, you know, Marc Jacobs, you know, Wes Gordon, they have all talked about, you know, that they couldn't get into their, you know, sample rooms, you know, to make patterns with their sample makers because of social distancing, you know, the factories being shut down or factory issues. So it's a mystery how a lot of these, you know, garments were made. I think Siriano and Rodarte are still very like handcraft, you know, do a lot of things with their people inside their own studio. So, but I think if you outsource to Italy, if you outsource other places, I think it was very difficult to get these things done. So that's probably a reason why a lot of, you know, and not only just the actual construction of these garments, the fabric sourcing, which is so important, the fabric research, you know, because so much of that fabric comes from Italy and France and other places that, you know, you can't, you know, you're not able to research a library of fabric for hours and hours. True. Distancing. So, like I said, they did what they can. Was it the most exciting season? No, but you know, it was. I think it was the best they can do, and I give them credit for that. You know, and I give them. I liked that there was a lot of imagination in all this darkness and all of these obstacles. There was a lot of imagination, and I could really appreciate that.
Yeah, and it's nice that we're getting back slowly, but at least we actually having physical shows again.
Yeah, and we'll do the Emmys. Whatever happens with the Emmys tonight.
Yeah, we'll do the Emmys too.
If there's a red carpet or if it's all going to be videos or what it's going to be. So, so it's going to be interesting to see how all of these things slowly but surely, red carpets, fashion shows, all these things that are the cycle of fashion, you know, do to keep this movement going. Final thoughts?
But yeah, it was nice to see. There's some pieces in there that's kind of inspiring, some things that are at least chic and cute. So, well, it's nice to see. We have something right now.
Right. Something better than nothing. That is
yes. So, but you guys, thank you. Stay tuned for our next video.
Yes, we got
whatever
Drag
that is.
Race Holland, Drag Race Las Vegas, and
yes,
Emmys. We got lots of things going.
We have a lot of things coming, but the new video will be up soon too. But in the meantime, everyone go subscribe down below.
All right. Okay.
So yes, thank you guys. Bye.
Bye.